Hi guys, welcome to week 3. Time's going really fast, but I hope you guys are having a good week. I hope you're getting acclimated to ASL and taking an online class. I saw almost all of you have purchased Go React and submitted your videos there. Love that. A couple of you did submit videos on Blackboard. I did grade them, so you don't have to do them again. You don't have to resubmit them. But from now on, if you could submit them on Go React, it's easier for me. Thank you. I do have a couple students who haven't logged on yet, so that's making me worried. So if you, hopefully now it's past the add drop time, so if you're in the class, you're definitely in the class. Okay, so we're going to start with the book. We're going to start, in the beginning, I like to kind of start with an introductory stuff, get you guys signing some stuff so you're able to have a brief conversation before I delve right into the book. But now we are going to start with the book. So super psyched about that. So you're going to learn a bunch of stuff. A couple things we've already gone over. So I'm going to do units 1 and 2 today because they're fairly short. Okay, and we've done some of them. We touched on them in the other weeks. Okay, so before I begin, though, I wanted to talk about My Deaf Family, the thing you had to watch, the pilot for the reality show with the deaf family. So you guys really seem to respond to that, which I love. You guys had some great questions. Some of you guys were wondering how deaf people call 911. What they do is they have a relay app on their phone. So they would hit it, and it's kind of like FaceTime, and then an interpreter would come up on the screen and they would say, please call 911. There's a fire here. They would give their address. And the person on that line would be on the phone with 911. So it's like that. Okay. Some of you had some good questions about the older son. Did he have to go to speech because he spoke like his parents? Maybe some codas do have to go to speech because they imitate their parents' speech and it's a little off. They have to go to speech class when they're younger. Nowadays, though, there's so much early intervention and daycare and preschool that a lot of children are usually with other hearing children, so it's not as necessary as back in the day when kids would stay at home with parents until they started kindergarten. So you guys had a lot of interesting things to say about that. I love that. Okay, so let's start chapter 1. So chapter 1 is going to talk about spatial, how we use space. So in ASL, your waist up here. This is all your signing space. We don't have any signs that are like touching your feet. Okay, no signs like that. So this is your signing space. Okay, you don't want to be signing way over here. If you want a finger spell, you're going to be right about here. Okay, and like we said before, facial expression is super, super important. It actually has grammatical meaning in ASL. Okay, so if we're going to talk about pronouns. Now, the interesting thing about ASL is ASL does not have gendered pronouns. There's no gender attached to a pronoun. So we have me, you, he or she. Okay, so we don't differentiate. He or she, we. So you're on your right shoulder if you're right-handed, coming around to your left shoulder. Okay, you're including yourself. We, you all. When they say you all, what they mean is, like in English, we'll say like you guys or all of you. So you who are watching it, you who are my students, are learning ASL. You, plural, like all of you are learning ASL. Okay, they, so I'm not including you, they are learning Spanish. Okay, so me, my, I'm sorry. I was just doing just regular pronouns. Me, you, he or she, we, you, they. Okay? Now, if we want to make that possessive, open hand shows possession. So me, my. You, your. He or she, his or her. We, our. Their. Okay? Like all of theirs. Okay? So, that's how we do pronouns. Okay? So, my name. Okay? Okay? So, your name what? Now, remember, in ASL, when we ask a WH question, eyebrows down. Okay? Eyebrows down for a WH question. So, your favorite color, what? You name what? Okay? Your age, what? Okay? Eyebrows down. Okay? So, we're going to have our eyebrows down. We're going to look forward. All right? Now, the next one they're teaching you another WH one. So, it's like this. Who? Okay? So you could ask someone who. All right? So, teach, teacher. Okay? So I could ask, okay? And then you would answer, okay? Now for me, I have a name sign. Okay? It's an L, like this. Now, a name sign is given to you by a deaf person. So my first name is Laura, and this is my name sign. So it's an L having to do with my first name, and then it's like this because of my hair. So somebody else named Laura could have a totally different name sign. This isn't the name sign for Laura. It's the name sign specific for me, okay? So somebody else might have a totally different name sign. A name sign is given to you by a deaf person, okay? So I can't give you guys name signs, but it's given to you by a deaf person, and it's a name sign. It's a sign that represents you, who you are. So now every time I meet a deaf person, I would say name sign this. Okay, so somebody doesn't have to spell Laura over and over again. They can just do this. Okay, and that means me. Okay, so if somebody asked, who's your teacher? You could say, okay, and that would mean me. All right. Now, if you want to get a deaf person's attention, you could do like this, tap on something, wave in their peripheral vision. You don't want to like whack someone on the head, get too much into their world. But usually just like this would get someone's, oh, what's up? What do you need? Okay. If they're far away, and you were at home or something like that, you might flash a light to get someone's attention. You could touch them on the shoulder or on the arm to get their attention. Totally fine. Deaf people also are really used to helping each other. So if one person's looking at me and the other person isn't, I might say, oh, can you get him? Okay. And then, oh, she wants you. Okay. Totally and completely acceptable for getting a deaf person's attention. Okay. So the next thing they cover in chapter 1 is which hand do I use, which you guys already know. We covered that day 1, which is you sign with your dominant hand. So people who write with their right hand, you're going to fingerspell, you're going to sign with your right hand. If you write with your left hand, you're going to sign with your left hand. Okay? So some of the signs they're going over, you guys already know, like hello, nice, meet, you. Okay? You already know all that. Okay? So the next thing they talk about in the book is name signs for people and places. So I told you how my name sign has this. Some places have name signs. Okay? McDonald's. McDonald's has a name sign. Let me think of another good one. Dunkin' Donuts. Oh, sorry, stuck in my hair. Dunkin' Donuts Starbucks. Okay, so places that are popular in the community, places that are referred to a lot, can have a name sign. Walmart, okay, W-M, Walmart. Target, okay, has a name sign. So instead of just finger spelling, big popular, especially like chain stores would have a name sign. Amazon, okay, like the smile, the Amazon smile, like that with an A. Amazon. So signs like that, places like that have signs as well, okay? Now, also in your book, you'll see deaf sometimes with a lowercase d, and you'll see it sometimes with an uppercase d. Now, it's not a typo, it's intentional. Deaf with a lowercase d refers to someone who cannot hear, okay? Deaf with a capital D is a little different. That is more a person who views themselves as a deaf person. They're involved in the deaf community. They know sign language. They view themselves as a linguistic and a cultural minority. Okay, so it's part of their identity. They're part of the deaf community. And to show that, they capitalize the D as like an identity. Okay, and you saw in My Deaf Family, you could see very clearly that the parents had a very clear deaf identity. They had deaf pride, and they did not view themselves as disabled or handicapped or lesser than, or should be pitied or needed help at all. And that's what they're referring to with capital D deaf, is a linguistic and a cultural minority, a community. Okay, so when you see deaf capitalized, that's what they're referring to. Okay, and CODA's Child of Deaf Adults, the acronym is CODA, they have a special place in the deaf community because sign language might be their first language. They might have learned sign language from a very young age. Both my children are CODAs because my husband is deaf. Both my kids, by the time they were 1 year old, knew about 20 signs. So they were signing when they were really, really little. So they have a very unique role in the deaf community where sign language is their first language. They're around deaf people. They're around the deaf community, but they themselves are not deaf. So you saw that in My Deaf Family in the clip we watched, where he was a little torn between being hearing and being deaf, and it was a little difficult for him. He definitely loved and accepted his parents, but he did kind of acknowledge that it can be challenging at times. Okay. Okay. So Unit 1 also has practice things that you can practice signing. So for example, like on page 14, it says ask for the name of signer B. So you could say, then you could answer. Okay. Ask for their work or their major. So you could say you work what, or your major. Left hand, right hand. Major. Your major what? Okay. Then you could say your major. You could say nice to meet you. So let's do some of the majors, okay? Let's do some of the majors so that you're able to answer that. It's major, okay? So some of your majors are psychology, education, ED, education, social work, SW, social work. I'm trying to think of what some of your other majors are. IT, business. Okay, so those are different majors that you can talk about. Okay. Okay, So I just want to make sure we go over the vocabulary. So he or she, hello, major, me, meet, name, nice. Oh, student. We have teacher. This is learn. Like you're taking the information from a book and putting it in your head. Learn. A learner is a student. 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 So you are student. I am a teacher. So I teach what? ASL. Okay? All right. The next thing, hang on, I just want to plug this in because I'm super nervous this is going to die. Sorry. Super nervous this is going to die. Okay. Sorry, it was just flashing like it was going to die, so I don't want it to die. Okay, I don't want to start the video over. So, student, good. Okay. Now, sorry. The next thing, they had work, what, who, you, that we knew, and numbers 1 through 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay? Not bad. And then they have the alphabet, which you guys already know. You guys did a good job finger spelling. There's, on page 26, there's a long list of words you can finger spell. So you can practice finger spelling that. For unit 2, okay? For unit 2, I'm just going to go over the vocabulary, okay? So we, which we already knew, 2 of us, like this, 2 of us, 2 of us, 3 of us, okay? They, okay? And I'm going to stop after class, okay? I'm going to stop after class. So I'm not going to do all of sign 2, okay? But I'm going to touch a little bit. So I'm not going to go the rest of the vocab, but I'm going to touch a little bit. So I'm going to do like half of it. So if I want to say I'm a teacher, I would say I, teacher, okay? If you wanted to say you're a student, you'd say, okay? All right. Now, if you want to express that you don't understand something, okay, that you don't understand, you could say it a variety of ways. You could ask someone, say again, right? Maybe you don't understand what they're saying. You're like, wait, what? Say again. Good. I don't know why I keep saying good. I'm so used to doing that. Okay, again. Slow. Maybe you want them to slow down. They're signing things as too quick. Slow. Okay. You could say, I don't understand. I don't understand. So this, understand, the way I remember it is like bing, light bulb. Understand, don't understand. I don't get it. Okay? So if you don't get it, don't understand. Again, slowly. Okay? So you can express if you're understanding something or if you don't understand. So in sign language, it's really important if you're understanding to give the person feedback. Like, oh, okay. Or if you're not understanding, I don't understand what you're saying. Okay? So I am going to post video of myself signing sentences, and I would like you to record what I say. Okay, so you can watch it as many times as you want. You could slow it down. You can keep watching it over and over. And then I'm going to post something on Go React that I would like for you guys to sign. So it'll be something that's receptive, meaning I sign and you guys have to show that you understood it. And then there'll be something expressive, which means you guys are signing. Okay, and that'll be posted on Go React. Okay, so it'll be due by next Wednesday. Okay, if you have any questions, any concerns, or anything, don't hesitate to reach out and have a super awesome week.